Guys, you have to remember that Justin Bieber is watching you. Okay, guys, so today we're going to be reading another fanfic. So, yeah, let's get into it. It's called You're Beautiful, and it's a Bakougo X listener. So, let's go. Woo! And the thing about it is, you feel insecure about your body. Warnings, insecurity, and negativity. Let's go. It was a quiet night for Bakougo. The only thing that he could hear were the crickets chirping softly and the low buzzing of the other bugs from outside. The house was silent, and he could only relinquish in it, as his day of hero work was filled with loud noises and annoying people who wouldn't leave him alone. It was quiet, yet why did the atmosphere of the house feel so urgently strange? Usually, at this time, you would greet him with the lame-ass smile of yours, asking him how was his day or if he was hungry at all. With the untouched food sitting on the dinner table, steaming hot as if you had just cooked them, he knew that you had prepared dinner for him. But where on earth were you exactly? Now, it wasn't like you two had to have dinner every day, every dinner together, and the both of your schedules were always ever changing. But you two always ate together whenever you could. Something didn't feel right, and after waiting for a minute in the kitchen, listening carefully for any sign of your presence, he knew he had to go look for you. His footsteps were a little quicker than usual as they threaded through the apartment, feet carrying themselves to the bedroom that you two are currently shared. Once he opened the door, his eyes instantly scanned the room, but he saw no signs of you. Just then, Bakougo heard a soft sniffle coming from the bathroom that was connected to the bedroom. It sounded exactly like you, but why did it sound like you were crying? Were you hurt? Was something wrong? Worry washed over Bakougo as he swung the bathroom door open, only to see you flinch in surprise and hop immediately off the scale that laid on the ground. You were clad in nothing but a towel, and it looked like you had just taken a shower from the wet strands of your hair. He then froze in his place, unable to say or do anything as he realized what your own expression had held. Your face was stained with tears, eyes puffy and red. But, Bakougo? You let out in surprise. Wait, don't look at me right now, you shrieked as you wiped your tears furiously, making your way to push the door against his body as you hid frantically behind it. Huh? Bakougo let out a confused noise as your sudden, expected shrink forced him out of the doorway frame and back into the bedroom. He couldn't help but blink once. He watched the door in front of him quickly shut, the sound of the doorknob blocking that echoed throughout the silent room. Then, just realizing what just had happened, his body moved on its own accord in it. Wait a sec. He couldn't help but let out as he started to bang his fist on the bathroom door. Why the hell are you crying? I just had something in my eye. Your muffled voice yelled back. Like hell I'd believe you something like that. He growled out, knowing that you were lying straight out of his teeth. You practically looked like you were sobbing. I'm fine, he heard you say. Just go eat dinner, Katsuki. If you're fine, then come out right now. Bakougo felt his frustration rise at how stubborn you were being. But then he realized that this wasn't the way to approach something like this, and he let out a small sigh in a quieter voice. He spoke calmly. Seriously, what's wrong? Nothing is wrong. If nothing is wrong, then come eat dinner with me. I don't want to. He knows the way your voice while they're getting quieter in the process. I'm not hungry, and I already ate dinner before you arrived. That was something he definitely couldn't believe. You wouldn't just eat without him. He knew that there was something definitely wrong, and he wasn't going to just leave you. As Bakougo thought about the tears that had just stained your eyes, he realized how much he didn't didn't like to see you like this. Wyan, open the door, he ordered as he jiggled the locked doorknob. I don't know what's going on, but we should talk about it. No, I'm fine, you denied. Oops. Plus, I'm naked right now, and I don't want you to see me. What kind of lame excuse is that? There's nothing there that I haven't seen before, he replied back. You wouldn't understand. You then let out stuttering in the process. He could only picture you there, still crying your eyes out with that pained voice of yours. What don't I understand? He tried to remain calm, but he wanted nothing more than to break the door down and force you to look into his eyes. I'll only understand if you just tell me what's the matter. Nothing is the matter. I told you already, you yelled painfully, and Bakougo paused. You had never sounded like that before, and he didn't like it at all. He didn't like the soft sobbing that came after you yelled, or the loud thump of what probably sounded like your knees falling to the floor. He didn't like the way your voice was weeping, rough, shuddering in the process. God damn it, Wyan, he yelled out in a panic, desperate for you to open the door. I swear, if you don't open the door right now, I'm going to blow it down. No, I don't want you to see me, you whelped out loudly. Why? Because you're going to think I'm repulsive. Though there was a long silence after that. He couldn't even fathom of the words to begin with. What? You sniffed loudly. Once you see me, you're gonna break up with me. Wyan, what? Why on earth would I break up with you? I'm ugly and repulsive to look at, you admitted. You couldn't control your emotions anymore as you spoil your true feelings out to him. I gained and lost so much weight, and I can never match up to those supermodels in the magazines. You were wailing at this point. How could you ever love someone like me? You deserve someone prettier, someone who'd actually look good with you. What the hell? He let out incredulously. Why, Anne? That's clearly not true. It is true, you argued back. Why else would he keep mentioning it? Who is they? Bakougo then growled out. Did someone say something bad about you? You spoke and then stop yourself. Just leave it, Katsuki. No, he refused. Not like when you're like this. Come on, Ryan. Open the door. No, you sobbed quietly. No, just leave me alone. No, I won't. Baby. He just couldn't help but beg, placing his head against the door, shutting his eyes. You probably look pathetic right now. As the pride would never let him beg to anyone. But you weren't just anyone to him. You were his significant other, the one who had held his hand during the most difficult of times, the one who had seen the most vulnerable parts of him. If he couldn't be there for you, like you always had been there for him, then what kind of boyfriend would that make him? Baby, come on, please, let me in. You can only hear the sound of your soft cries in response, and it pained him to hear you in such pain. Don't shut me out. Don't shut me out. Please, just open the door and talk to me. There was some more silence after that. He didn't know what to do anymore, but it seemed like it worked because after a few seconds, he heard the sound of the doorknob click and felt the door open away from him slowly. Bakougo didn't even look at you, as he immediately engulfed you into his arms. His grip was strong against your warm, damp body, and he was probably getting soaked from the combination of your tears and wet hair. But it didn't matter to him. He needed to hold you. Listen to me, he then declared a bit furiously, pulling away from you to look into your eyes as his hand gripped your shoulder tightly. I don't know what the fuck they said to you, whoever they are, but you're not ugly or repulsive to me, one bit. You're lying, you argued back as you tried to pull away from him, but he wouldn't let you go. No, I'm not, Bakougo said adamantly. You already know that I don't lie, Wyan. Look at me in the eyes. You finally met his eyes, your tears staining them. His voice couldn't help but ache painfully. Both his voice and gaze softened as he looked at you directly. You were no way in shape or form ugly or repulsive to me, and I mean every word of that. My relative said I am, though. You tearfully let out sadness filling your expression, and he had realized what had happened. Someone close to you had said something hurtful, and you were now upset over it. It hurts a lot when they said it, but they always told the truth. No, screw what they said. Bakougo felt his anger rise at your relatives, but he tried his best to contain it. Screw what they say, because you're wrong. I think you're beautiful, YN. He had to tell you the truth. Now he honestly felt for you. You're fucking beautiful. He repeated and then pulled you in for another hug into his arms, and I'll beat the hell out of anyone who tells you otherwise. Bakougo then felt your arms wrap around his back, and he knew that the only thing left he could do was let you cry it out. And you did. You cried and cried into his shoulder. He continued to softly tell you that you were beautiful to him, that what your relatives said didn't matter. You had accepted his embrace, and he stayed with you the entire time. After a little while, you had calmed down, and you two now laid in bed together. You were curled into his chest, burying yourself in a scent that had lured your nerves. The food on the table long forgotten, you had finally relaxed and stopped crying, with one of Bakougo's rare displays of affection. He was caressing his hand on your head, playing with the strands and combining small tangles out gently. I'm sorry for crying so much, you mumbled out an apology. You were suddenly embarrassed how Bakougo had seen you this way. I guess it's just one of those nights. You don't need to apologize, idiot, he said gruffly and looked down at you with an annoyed expression. He was more annoyed at the fact that you were apologizing over your own emotions. You're allowed to be sad, and you're allowed to have emotions. Thank you, Katsuki, you let out once you took in his words. It made you feel comfortable when he validated your feelings. You're also allowed to lean in on me when you're having trouble. His cheeks then flushed slightly at how cheesy he was being. But he didn't care. I'm here for you. So you don't need to take on things like this alone anymore. You're right, you admitted with a small smile on your face. Can I ask you a question though? Yeah, he replied simply. What is it that you like about me? You asked, looking away nervously as your negative thoughts came back to you. There was a brief silence, and you found yourself getting obnoxious again. Bakougo was genuinely a confident person, and you weren't sure if he would continue to like someone as unconfident as you. As much as you tried to pretend, you two were now at the point of the relationship where it was hard to hide these things. Just as you were about to overthink some more things, he answered and left you surprised once again. How about I show you? Bakougo said before he rolled over so that he was now above you. I'll show you everything I love about you. He spoke with determination. You didn't resist as he placed a kiss on your eyelid. It was swollen and hot, but his cool lips had a soothing contrast to it. I like your pretty lashes, he said, then placed a kiss on a strand of your hair. I like the color of your eyes, and I like your soft hair. Then he placed a kiss on your lips. I like these lips too. And then another soft kiss. I like how they're mine, and all mine alone. And then another. He parted from you, staring you down as your eyes brimmed with more tears. It seemed like you were getting emotional again, but this time it was because you were sad. No, you were really happy. Being happy that you have someone like him to tell you all of these words. I love you, idiot. he softly said, and then kissed you again and again and again. He kissed you like you were the most beautiful person in the world to him. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Wow, that was all very touching. And guys, remember, Justin Bieber is watching you. And thank you guys for the subs. I appreciate it, and I will be doing more. But today I had to do some stuff because I'm starting to go into online school, and yeah. Hope you enjoy. Bye.